Welcome back to Bingers Bricks, everybody. Super excited to have everybody here as we have a special video for everybody today. Within the past few weeks, I haven't posted a video. We've been pretty busy. I've been across the country for a work meeting, and then as I came back, I was getting ready to post a video, and my wife actually went into labor last week, and we welcomed into the world our baby boy, Beckett. Super excited, obviously, to have him as a part of the family. He is kind of killing us on the sleep front, but he is adorable. He has been a great addition to the family, and our other two boys love him already. So now I wanted to get into obviously everything Lego today. We're gonna have a great video. Before we get started, I did want to just thank Mark C. Obviously, he was our last giveaway winner and wanted to post his just information here. Obviously, go check him out. His Instagram page, we've connected. He posts a lot of stuff Lego as well. Super great guy, and congratulations, Mark C. Right here is just what he's purchased with that $25 gift card that we sent him, again, about a month ago. So super excited to do that. Now, we have a lot going on today. We're going to be working in the Disney area. We are going to be looking at the parking area within the Lego room, as well as a couple other things. So super excited to get started, and let's just do it. Let's get started. All right, everybody, we are going to be working on the water in the Disney area. First thing we are going to do is really start to add in some of the trans blue pieces so that we can give it that little bit more of a shiny water effect. And then also going to be putting in a pier. We have quite a few leftover brown pieces from a couple of our mocks, so we're just going to be utilizing some of the leftovers so that we can try to add in just a little bit of character into our lake slash pond slash river area within the Disney area. So super excited. Let's get started and see what we can do. Here we go, everybody, finally getting started putting some of these trans blue pieces down within our moat or river area. Definitely enjoyed putting down the little pier using our brittle brown pieces. I had a couple brown pieces actually snap on me as I was creating it. So definitely not something that I was super excited about, but it did happen. As you can see, I was working with my son. All fun had to come to an end here as he had to go to bed. But we did carry on here putting the 200 trans blue pieces that we ordered through Bricklink. I got lucky on one of my orders, and one of the sellers actually had 200 trans blue pieces as I was creating an order for something else. Now, going off of that, it's definitely something we're going to have to place another Bricklink order. I was a little shocked that 200 only covered some of the front. Back in the Lego City, everybody, and the water area is about a sixth of the way complete. We definitely need about 600 to 700 more trans blue pieces, so we'll be placing a Bricklink order here to finish some of that off. As you can see, we started to create just a little bit of a pier here, or a little dock that we can start to put some minifigures up here, to see if they want to obviously fish or, jump into the water. Definitely something we can add a little bit more detail now that we have that in here. One thing that I potentially want to do here is add some sort of, bridge area so that we can, get from here to the castle. Definitely something I'm kind of looking for some advice on, is if we make the bridge, or do we make it so you have to get to the Disney castle by canoe? Just something that I've been kind of thinking of. As you probably saw in the video, if you've been paying attention to some of our last videos, the Winnie the Pooh set was actually over here earlier, and so we did make the change, moved the Winnie the Pooh set from here to the corner. Now, I don't want to hide the Winnie the Pooh set because I actually really enjoy the Winnie the Pooh set. I'm kind of interested to see how it does post-retirement here towards the end of the year. If it does retire at the end of this year, I'm interested, since it is the only Winnie the Pooh set. I think that it is going to do well post-retirement on the secondary market. So we'll see how it does, but I'm very excited to hold on to that set, potentially put it in the back corner there so that we can make room for something such as the A-frame cabin or the medieval blacksmith. Just making way for more sets to include into our greenery or Disney area in the back. Not that the medieval blacksmith is a Disney set, but definitely something that would add a lot more detail and, coolness factor essentially in our greenery area. So definitely something I want to add in. And as we move over here, you can see our parking area that we still need to work on. We will get to. All right, everybody, so one thing we were able to do here is all we're doing is utilizing just the regular road plates here for some of our parking. Now, I don't have a ton of personalization. As you can kind of see, we were just using some of our masonry bricks on the outside here. I had it built up into almost like a garage type deal, but since it is kind of out in the open, I really don't want to have it super closed off at this time. Now, if we do move it on the other side of the city at some point, we may end up closing it off, but as of now, I want to keep it a little bit more open. Now, the one thing we're running into currently is the fact that our road just kind of runs into our greener area and just stops. So one thing that we're going to end up doing is basically trying to rotate this last base plate, taking off our sidewalk here so that we're able to essentially just get from our road to our parking. And so wanted to run through that quickly here. So let's take a look and get it going. Couple primary things that we did take off our sidewalk plates, added in our crosswalks, took out the center line tiles that we were using, exchanged those for 2x4 dark gray plain tiles, and I have to add more. Here is the rough outline of what our parking area is going to look like over here. Now, without making this a complete turn over here, I think that it looks pretty good, just making it a little bit more open, not having the lines that go obviously directly into the greenery area. Really adding in this nice little walkway for those minifigs to get from the sidewalk to our greenery area. Now, it's only fitting 3 cars, but with that being said, we only have about 5 or 6 cars in our Lego City at the moment, so I think that it looks pretty good. One thing, obviously, that I'm always looking for feedback on is just, the sides here. Is it something that I should build up potentially again? I've had it as far as like more of like a parking garage at one point, but I do like the fact that it's a little bit more open. You can see the cars a little bit more clearly. So I kind of want to leave it a little bit more open, obviously, like it is now, but definitely something. Please feel free to drop in the comments if you have any suggestions or ideas for our parking area. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. It's really getting me thinking now too, as far as getting more tan plates so that we can start to create more paths that obviously go back towards our water area, obviously creating paths that get to our tree house, and then also our Winnie the Pooh area in the corner. So a lot to do over here, but I did say I want to get to the tunnel and creating that archway for the train over here as well. Again, creating that is going to take a little bit more of the edge of the table and that second tier away, so let's get started on that. As you can see, everybody, we created the entrance and the exit archway for the tunnel within our Lego City for our train. So looking at the basic outline that we used, or the build idea that we used, was really just trying to create our 2 pillars and then reaching up obviously to here to our archway. The pieces that we used were just 1x3 brick, 1x2x2 brick, masonry brick, as well as some obviously our archway, but then our 2x4 brick and 2x10 brick that we used to just, kind of complete the actual build itself. As you can see, we used a decent amount of pieces, but we still have a decent gap in between the second tier and the top of our archway. I think we're actually going to be dropping our second tier down another 2 inches here, just so that, again, we're not seeing as much of our 3x4, or our 3/4 inch melamine board in the back here. Now, I think that in return, that may end up taking away from our 5-inch pathway, just because you may not see it quite as much. But overall, I think from just a general view standpoint, it's just going to have more Lego visible to us, as we're primarily going to be looking at more modulars, more train, instead of more wood. Now, one other thing that we could do if we don't drop it down is really just look into capping the edge of our melamine. Capping obviously is just taking a thin strip of material. It has a cohesive back to it, kind of like a glue essentially that heats up. You roll it on, and then you usually do take some sort of utility knife to just cut the edges to make it look a little bit more clean and just even. So a couple ideas that we have. The other idea I have over here is as we continue to build after dropping this down or adding that edge on, one thing I want to do is obviously extend this wall over here to the townhouse, just so it looks a little bit more, obviously a little cleaner. And then, utilizing some sort of snot brick to add on some greenery pieces to make it just look a little bit more unique, obviously, to the Lego City. But we have a lot more to do, obviously, as you can see here with the train track. It kind of bows down because we are going to be building this into the road so that it doesn't look like the train track is running on top of the road. A little bit more cohesive, obviously, within the road so that it looks a little cleaner as well. So a lot to do, but I'm excited to add on some modulars to our second tier to start filling things out. And I have a little bit of a surprise. So everybody, as I mentioned, a little bit of a surprise is we did purchase within last week, we purchased set 10218, or better known as the Pet Shop. So super excited to put this together. Obviously the Pet Shop being retired was definitely a set that I wanted to add into the Lego City, especially since it's on 2 half base plates. as we looked at Birch's books, you know, we were able to separate those so that we could, you know, add in the train, and definitely excited to have 2 half base plates to, again, be able to utilize those within different areas in our Lego city. The other thing we've been working on is really organization within our building area. And so as you can see, we purchased just a couple units from our local Lowe's. Again, all it is just a Craftsman multi-use cabinet. It does have 9 drawers each. I believe it ran about $15 to maybe $18 per unit. So nothing too crazy as far as price. I'll have to check that price because it might have been on sale actually the last time I went in. If they do have another one, I'm gonna have to go snag one. But it is an absolutely essentially thing, as before all my pieces were in bags, and actually you can kind of see here that I still have a ton of bags left. Obviously a lot of pieces still in bags over here for when we do the Friends Joey and Monica's apartments. So we have a lot of stuff that is starting to pile up in our backlog. I have to get building. Obviously the past few weeks have been brutal, but we're gonna get going. It has been a crazy past couple weeks, everybody. As I mentioned, we have so much going on, but I'm excited to be back building Lego, talking about the Lego city, and going forward, everybody, we have a lot of different things to talk about. We have a big backlog of sets that we need to go through and start building. We have retiring sets that we haven't even started talking about for 2023. A lot of awesome modulars, as well as going through, we've been doing trips to the Lego City, to the Lego store that I haven't been talking about. So a lot of stuff going on, and I want to get to everything. So please make sure to watch out for some videos coming up here, hopefully in the next few days or a week. And please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, drop comments down below of what you guys want to see, what you guys want to talk about. If it's live stream building, you know, mention that. We can try to get something on the books to do that as well. But I just appreciate everybody's support. One last thing I want to put is just one more picture of my son up here, as he is just the highlight, obviously, of our life right now. We do love our 2 other boys as well. So thank you again, everybody, for stopping by. I also dropped my IG information up here as well. Please make sure to check me out on Instagram, and I look forward to seeing everybody soon. Thank you for stopping by Bingersville, and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.